From coast to coast in the U.S., thousands of TV and film writers are days into a strike. While there are several issues, payment's at the top of the list. You might remember the strike from 15 years ago, but in the newer age of streaming, the landscape has changed.
These days, you're generally selling a program forever and all time to one streamer. So we need a new system to compensate writers for making successful programs that people continue to watch past a first run.
Screenwriter Alex Levine is the president of the Writers Guild of Canada. He says with shorter seasons for stream shows and a lack of residual payments that would come from conventional broadcasts,
what we're seeing now is a hollowing out of the middle class of the American writers. So there's many writers that are struggling to make ends meet because it's always been a gig economy, contract by contract. But the contracts are getting so short, it's hard to cobble together a living.
Levine says increasing workloads imposed on writers and the rise of artificial intelligence are also front and center.
I think most people would agree that we want our stories to be told by human beings, not by machines. So I hope that everybody comes to their senses.
Several late-night shows are already in reruns. In the coming weeks, soaps could be next, followed by the fall seasons of various TV shows. The strike has been anticipated for a while, prompting studios to stockpile scripts.
I'm worried that they think they have enough new programming to outlast the writers, which, obviously is not a great thing because then this work stoppage could continue.
Writers in Canada are still on the job until the end of the year at least. But since Toronto relies on U.S. productions as part of its overall film sector, an extended strike would impact workers here.
We know of one show already in Toronto that's shutting down. People are going to feel that. The strike is creating a degree of uncertainty, and business doesn't like uncertainty. So we are seeing that scouting for production is definitely lower than it is typically.
Toronto Film Commissioner Marguerite Piguet notes the industry is big business here, adding many times it's been capped due to lack of studio space.
Production in the city of Toronto alone each year contributes about 2.5 to 2.6 billion in direct spending, and it employs 35,000 Torontonians. And that number is growing every year.
So while the loss of any production is concerning, she says she's not too worried yet because of filming diversity.
We do have domestic and U.S. series and feature films still shooting here because they got their scripts written ahead of time, or for feature films, obviously less of an issue if their script is written.
Piguet says domestic shoots are 30% of Toronto's annual production. She says there's actually potential for it to pick up later if the strike continues for months as more resources become available.
We definitely see that the strike is a significant element in our business reality in the short term. I hope it's only the short term, but we're really strengthened by the domestic industry here.
While also banking on a surge in shooting for commission works after the strike ends, similar to after the peak of COVID-19.
We know that boom, when it happens, Toronto will be absolutely at the heart of it.
For more on the work stoppage and the impacts, head to citynews.ca. In Toronto, Nick Westoll, City News.